Hey friends, it's Elizabeth here from the Everyday Storyteller. Thank you so much for joining me for my second process video using the Community Story Kit by Ali Edwards. If you missed my first project using this kit, I will link it up in the cards above and you can check that out. For this layout, I am using one of the 4x6 cards included in the Community Story Kit, which is a quote from Friends as kind of the inspiration for my layout. So the story I'm telling with this layout is all about my favorite comfort TV shows. So I went ahead and chose 4 of my favorites that I can watch over and over again. And especially in the fall, they kind of feel like a warm, cozy blanket. So I picked New Girl, Parks and Rec, Gilmore Girls, and of course Friends, since Friends was the inspiration for this layout in the first place. And to get those screenshots, I pretty much just searched for an image of the TV show. So I would type in Parks and Rec and then choose my favorite to print at the correct size to fit into the space in those TVs. Those TV papers come from a paper pad from the Watch Story Kit by Ali Edwards. I've been hoarding those and I figured it was finally time to use them in this spread. As you can see, I am making an accordion with these TVs. So I am using just regular copy paper to create my hinge. The only tricky part is just remembering which side of the hinge to adhere each TV on. So as you can see, I mess up a few times and everything is not completely straight. But the accordion ends up working in the end, so I consider that a win. This part of the process gets a little bit tedious after a while, so I'm going to go ahead and skip to the end. You're going to see me adhere my last piece of the accordion and test it out, and that will be the end of that. I was thinking all the while what I was going to do as the background of this layout. I knew that I wanted to use the sentiment on that 4x6 card, but I also wanted to have room for some journaling, so I ended up deciding to adhere some more of those TV stand papers to the back of each of the ones that I already had in my accordion, and I'm going to add journaling to the inside of all of those TV sets. So for the background of my TV sets, I used the 4x6 card that came with the digital kit and my Silhouette software and created this cut file of that Friends quote. So this is the size of a 6x8 page protector. So I believe it's like 7 inches by 8.125. And as you can see on the bottom there is the Friends quote completely cut out. Now the letters are super small, so it took me a while to weed all of those letters out, and it's definitely not perfect. Those E's in particular gave me a lot of trouble, but I think it looked really good in the end. If you guys have any questions about how I created a cut file from the Pocket Page card, definitely leave me a comment down below and I'd be glad to do a tutorial. I just use the trace function in my Silhouette software, but sometimes it can get a little bit confusing, so I would definitely do a tutorial for you guys if you would like. My idea for this cut file is to actually back it onto some regular white cardstock. So you're going to see me doing that here. I'm going to pop it up with my handy foam dots, which I 100% overused on this layout. Look at how many I have. A smarter way to do this would definitely be to pop it up on some like craft foam or something like that, so you're not using all of your foam pop dots. But I didn't have any on hand and I just used what I had on my desk. So there we have it, an overload of foam pop dots. So I'm just going to add that onto my white cardstock. As you can see, I already punched the holes in both of them so that they would line up and I wouldn't have to worry about adding any of my foam dots onto the place where the holes are. So that came out really well. And now we're going to move on to adding in the journaling. So I just printed my journaling onto vellum. I used Photoshop to create those text boxes so they would fit into all of those TV sets. And I'm going to be using this Michaels double-sided tape to adhere the vellum onto each TV set. Most of the time with adhesive, you can definitely see it on the other side of vellum, but this one is practically invisible. So it's really, really great for adhering vellum onto anything. So I definitely recommend it. And if it is available online, I will definitely link it in the description box. So the last thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to adhere my TV set to my background page. I'm using a combination of a lot of different types of double-sided adhesive just to make sure that everything is fully adhered and will not fall off in the process of folding and unfolding my accordion. Since this is kind of an interactive part of the layout, I definitely didn't want the entire thing to fall off the background. But that is pretty much how it looks. I'm going to add one more thing. I'm going to add one of the word phrase stickers from that sticker sheet in the watch story kit. I'm going to add one on each side and adhere it with my tiny attacher, and that's it. All right, so this is what the finished layout ended up looking like. I really love this cut file that I created with the pocket page card. If you remember, that pocket page card looked like this, and I just used Photoshop and my Silhouette software to create a cut file with this green cardstock that I picked up from Joann Fabrics. It's just a regular green cardstock that they have in their basics collection. And I really like the way that it looks and the way that it's popped up. As you saw in the process, I used a lot of pop dots. I probably could have used foam and been a little bit more strategic with my pop dots, but that's fine. I also added one of the word phrase stickers from the watch story kit. This one says binging, and then the other one says favorite. I added my journaling onto vellum. And that is my layout completed. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.